Hi everybody. I was hoping that you'd give me 5 minutes. See what I did there? Just to give a quick update on some of the things that have been going on this week for me and where we are with things. First of all, very conscious since I've started. There's been quite a few priority one faults. So I'm obviously the bad luck or the curse on the departments. But one thing that's been very evident is how well we react and how dedicated we are to getting things sorted. That's a good thing. It was great to see how the teams are using WebEx Teams for P1 calls, for instance, and how we're getting better at communicating to users. Something we need to get better with, better at. So especially when we have got a fault, it's really important that the end users know what's going on and what's happening, and I can see there's been some improvement in that regard. It was also great to see how, as the fault was being fixed over time, the P1 this week in terms of the updates, the Windows updates, despite patching, despite testing, should I say, in terms of the two patches, it caused some problems with many devices. They were unable to print and all sorts, which was quite disruptive. It was great to see how some of you guys were putting yourselves in the shoes of the users and thinking of ways in which we could get them back up and running sooner rather than later than just being focused inwardly on the technology side of things. So the customer focus element, really important, and I think an area we need to improve on. I think in terms of my observations document, just a reminder, the observations document is where I came up with the obsessions and where I've been working with the team to write down and identify my observations since being here. I'm on a bit of a tour and I've not completed that tour of understanding and learning what's going on. So those important, Nikki, Kev, Aid, Fiona, we'll be taking you through the detail of those observations so far and some of the steps that we're going to be taking more immediately to try and close some of the gaps and the issues that we've got. A fair few issues that I've identified, in particular, just by way of example, single points of failure. There are individuals in our team that, although are talented in their own right, are potentially bottlenecks or single points of failure. So again, need to think about succession planning, need to think about our resources overall and how we deal with some of those things, the lack of consistency in the way work comes in, the lack of rigor around some of the projects. Do we have project management? Do we do the people and process changes necessary? All sorts of things like that. So again, that's not an exclusive set. They're just some of the things that come to mind. Really important that in your team meetings, Nikki, Kev, Adrian, Fiona are having those discussions with you. Again, I'm really keen for feedback. I'm conscious of the fact people are very silent. Doesn't seem like they've got people have got a lot to say about what's going on or conclusions I'm coming to and all that. Just to reiterate the fact that you know, 2 brains, 50 brains are better than 1. So I'm really keen that people are contributing and thinking about how we make some improvements. Conscious of the fact that the desktop team and the help desk team did a workshop on the obsessions, so took it upon themselves to do that. So brilliant. So really keen to see how we can all take part in improving things for the hospital and ultimately patients in line with our obsessions or guiding principles or whatever. So please give me some. Please let's hear some feedback. Let's get some contribution. So in terms of this next week, so I went to corporate directors and I've been to the care group directors. No surprises in terms of some of the observations from their perspective. I'm going to the the executive committee this next week to present my initial findings, and we'll see where we go from there. So thanks for listening. Thanks for everything that you are doing. And again, really keen to hear about your contributions and how we can improve things going forward. Thanks a lot. See you later.